so quickly. You could take somebody who's sliced their whole life to hitting a draw in minutes.
I know this is a drill that you're going to be able to use to start hitting from the inside every time, with no matter what club you've got and no matter your age or ability. If you do enjoy these videos, don't forget to subscribe and turn on the bell.
This is definitely the thing I'm asked the most about, bar none. And that is, how do you fix an over-the-top swing? The most common fault we see day in, day out amongst club golfers, the path of the club comes up, really out, swing out to in, it's a slice or a shank, weak shots. The most common fault there is. Now, a lot of people who do it never get rid of it. They might make a little improvement and then it comes back. Then it comes back, then it comes back. I'm going to show you, you can fix that, but there has to be one condition met first before you even worry about the path. And that is this. If you look at this as a swing path,
yep,
that is the most common one we see.
Yep.
When you go to change a path, the relationship between the club face and path will stay the same, Alex. Which means if we move the swing plane to a better one, unfortunately, the path has also moved, the face has also moved with it.
Yeah.
That means the path will be better technically, but the golfer will be worse.
And you hit it further right than you were
and
before.
You go even worse. This is what happens over and over. So you get somebody who knows they've got a bad swing path, they try and come from the inside, but the problem is the relationship between these two has stayed, so they're now actually worse off, and they go back to where they were. This will change a lot of people's games, and that is the club face has to match the path first. If the path is there, we need to learn to square the face up to the path. Now, it doesn't mean starting off with a closed face. It means releasing the club more and earlier.
Okay.
Now, we've talked about that before in a video,
yeah,
about learning to release. Natural to good players, not natural to most club golfers.
No.
So the first job would be to learn to square the face up to the path. Now, what shot's that going to produce?
Pull.
You're going to hit a straight pull for a little while here. I'll be excited.
Would that be an
about
encouraging thing for somebody
It'd
to...
be fantastic.
Okay.
So you'll hear me absolutely saying yes, yes,
Boom.
yes. Every
That's
time
it.
they pull it left, pull it left, pull it left. Because it opens the door to changing the path. That's when it really gets exciting for people. But you have to have a few minutes of pulling the ball left. But then you can change the path. Now, I want to show you in two stages. First of all, how to square the face up.
Okay.
Secondly, how to make this path change stick. Okay.
Can I be your student?
Yes. Perfect.
Because I remember reading one of John Jacobs' books, and he literally not literally word for word what you said, but very much on the lines of you will never stop slicing the golf ball unless you learn how to match face and path.
Yeah, I agree. And in this case, we're going to match the face and path. We might even over-match the face to go left. So you're going to learn to...
These look very narrow and very small, these.
So just hit a couple of shots, Alex. All I want you to do is to release the club earlier with your hands and forearms. And if you were an out-to-in swinger, which I want you to try and be,
yeah, I can.
The ball is going to start well left and continue there.
And you're saying for me to feel, if I was a student, you'd be getting me to feel that I like this?
100%. And except for 10 minutes, we will hit a straight pull left.
And would I feel this a lot earlier, so as I start my downswing?
Not going to change any of that.
No, but I mean that feeling of release.
Yes,
should I feel...
You're going to make it happen earlier.
Okay.
But the path will be left. Like that. Now that might take people 15, 20 balls to get used to releasing it, but of course they'll still be coming over the top. They'll still be finishing low and to the left.
Yeah.
The divot will still point over there, but the ball flight's going to be strong but left.
And it's going to feel great.
It will, but they'll lose a lot of balls to the left initially.
So just to let everybody know there, I literally felt like I was getting the toe of the club to overtake the heel a lot earlier.
That's it.
That.
And just accept the ball is going to go left. Well demonstrated. Now, assuming that people have had time to practice that, then we can get on to swing path.
Just before we talk about swing path, I want to just briefly mention that on how long should someone hit some shots. So let's say I'm going to the range, I've got 50 balls.
Yeah.
I think a lot of people might go, oh, got this in 3.
Yeah.
Would you say, and this is based on what you've told me, like I've had lessons with you now, and from last time to this time, I felt like I did something better, but it wasn't actually as good as I thought it was.
Yep.
So how many balls would you say that they should leave to do that with? Just hit the balls.
It's an interesting question, that. I think it's more quality over quantity, because I think if you get 100 balls, for example, I think you can keep your focus there for about 15. I think then we relax, because you're hitting balls, and we'll hit the next 60 on autopilot, and then the last 10 probably knuckle down again.
Yeah.
I'd rather you just did 20,
Okay.
but fully applied.
Okay, so 20 balls.
Yeah,
Okay.
fully applied though.
Okay, let's imagine I've done those 20.
Yep.
What's this next phase?
Now we're going to talk about the path. So, from the top of the backswing, your out to in over the top swinger uses a lot of upper body, very little lower body. So they tend to get the right shoulder forward. They usually have an open face first, but we've fixed that already. And then they swing out to in and left. Now, I want you to flip your hands, Alex, for me. So left hand below right.
Okay.
Swing up to the top for me. Now just start down a little bit. Come down a bit. Now hold it there. Can you see where this elbow finds itself now?
Yeah.
It sits in at the top of your hip. Yeah. That's where I want you all the time. This is a really efficient way for people to see where they should be, like that. The right elbow kind of falls in there automatically.
Yeah.
That's where you want to get to. The hips should move forward like this.
Yeah.
And crucially, the left shoulder is in front of your face. It has not gone that way. Okay? Now, I want to show you an exercise. If there's
I'm
one
excited
to do,
about this myself.
this is it. For your slicer, your shanker, your weak fader, this is the exercise, okay? I'll show you how we set it up. Now, we're using golf balls here today on the range. Be warned, they go everywhere. So if we were going to do this in the garden, T-pegs is brilliant.
Okay.
Alignment sticks are too shallow, they're
do
too
have
low.
some.
Okay, tees are perfect. We'll do those in a minute. But airflow golf balls or golf balls is great. So we're going to set this up. So I'm going to put a ball here. I'm giving you a ball's gap, Alex,
Okay.
as margin to start with. Okay? I'm going to put one the other side. Now, remember, if you were an out to in swinger and I set this up for you, you're going to have a huge problem getting through it because you'd be coming this way.
Yes.
So somebody who swings out to in, you notice these are arced a little bit.
Yeah, they're slightly arced in, aren't
These
they?
ones are straighter. Do you see that?
Yes.
So somebody who swings out to in, it's coming through there.
Yeah.
These are going everywhere, aren't they?
Yeah.
So if we put some T-pegs here, and this was in a garden, the golfer would know for sure whether he or she has swung straight through there or this way. Now I remove these two. So now you've got loads of space if you swing straight. You've got loads of space if you're in to out.
Yep.
What I'm not giving you is I'm not giving you anything to play with this side.
Okay.
This is a fantastic exercise for people to do. Now, if you're going, let's say you get through here today, but the ball's going right. What's the only other cause left?
The face.
Yeah, the face. So you know, but this tells you if the path is right or wrong.
Yeah.
I love this because it's a means for people to check their own game.
It's like diagnosis, isn't it? So you know if you start hitting push shots, or shots that finish right and weak, it's not because you've done both, it's because you've just done one.
The face, yeah. The path is the harder of the two. But what I like about it is if you've got somebody who's a chronic out to in swinger, potentially for years, and they did this for 10 minutes a week, if all of a sudden, 2 weeks later, they're hitting this one or this one, well, it's telling them that, hang on a minute, I'm starting to revert again now.
Yes.
But you're nipping the problem early, way before this situation.
Yeah, way before you go into way before you're going across this ball to this ball.
And it will just keep them there.
It's almost like a maintenance check,
It's
isn't
a
it?
brilliant, brilliant way for somebody to know if they're doing it right or not.
So Anders, can we just set it up again from this player cam point of view so everybody can see here?
Yep.
So
It actually works out as a grip
Okay.
length, okay? Exactly a grip in length from the outer to the outer. Do you see that?
Yeah.
Exactly from the outer of the ball to the grip. That I find that is testing, but fair.
Okay.
And then I think we should have a go with a ball there.
I like this. I like visual things as well. Like I think it's a really good.
Do you want to do it?
Yeah, I'll go for it.
So, let me show you one.
Anders doesn't trust me here.
Totally do. So what I would always get someone to do is to have a few practice swings through there. So just half a shot,
Yeah.
in here and release.
And would you say that that left hand low, would you do practicing with that here? Is that something that you would do, or is it this version what you showed me first?
Oh, yeah, absolutely.
Yeah.
Every now and again. There you go.
Okay.
You feel it, see the right elbow. But I like to see a few practice swings first where people can actually see that they can get through there.
I noticed you've gone down to a more lofted club. Is that something you would do as well?
I'd start with about an 8 or a 9, something like that. But a few practice swings, and it's important that you can hear the ground.
Okay.
A lot of people to start with go over because it's quite daunting.
Yeah.
And what you'll see to start with, they might clatter these a few times or hit the T-pegs. And then we just keep working on it. Then eventually we put a ball there on the diagonal, like this, Alex. Like that. And then just hit it, start gently. Can you see where my hands are?
Yeah, look at that little baby draw you just hit
Release.
there.
And straight away we get a little draw out of
Yeah.
it. Honestly, so quickly you could take somebody who's sliced their whole life to hitting a draw in minutes. No joke. You try it.
And my ball placement.
But the key here is you will never fix a swing path problem until you fix the face.
So if you practice things like you just did. And I'm sort of really imagining this club is sort of catching the ground here and working more here. For everybody.
That's good.
Right, here we go. And around about 50-60% speed?
Yeah, that's perfect to start with.
Well, that's pretty
How's
damn
that?
tasty. That's actually a shot. Like, if you hit that shot there,
We call that a baby draw.
yeah. But I mean, like, that speed there would have gone way further than I probably would have thought it should have gone.
Yeah.
And that actually becomes a shot.
This is going to make a lot of people happy.
Well, that's what we're trying to do, Anders. That's what we're trying to do. And then once you get more confident, you can obviously just ramp up the speed, right?
Yeah, of course. Sweet.
2 for 2, you can throw a blanket over them.
Really good.
And again, my question to you would be, you've done your 20 balls, which are your first one, just matching the face, and then you go and do the remainder with this, but you would then, what point would you get someone then to change club? Because I think obviously people would be maybe comfortable with an 8 iron, comfortable with a 7 iron. At what point is there a trade-off going, okay, now you've got to test yourself going to a longer club?
I go early with that.
Okay.
To be honest, because the driver's your test, isn't it?
Mm-hmm.
And it's the one that they will slice the most. So pretty quickly, I would get the driver working here.
Can we just set that up with driver, just so people, I know people want to do the same. So you would start off with an iron, then you go quite quickly into...
Into the driver.
So
We
is
do
it,
the same.
is it the same with the grip, again, even with
Yeah.
driver?
We go the same. Well, actually, it'll be wider
Yeah, 'cause the head.
Because of the head, but it's a balls gap either way.
Okay.
So I'm
balls
giving
gap.
you a balls gap both sides of this. But you can see, Alex, that an alignment stick would be too low. You'd be coming in over it.
Yeah, and it's pretty much useless in this situation, right?
Yeah. But as I say, T-pegs for me are the best.
This now feels very narrow. Right, let's have a little go at this then. Just at one of these. So everybody watching there, that's sort of what we're looking at here.
I think perhaps we ought to show one that's wrong as well. And
And clatters the balls. Okay, can I hit a good one first?
well, let's see.
The thing is, you think I'm not going to hit a good one here. I'm overthinking it now. Right, okay. Again, I'm going to be around 60% speed.
Brilliant.
Oh, baby draw.
It's very good.
Okay, let me hit one and bad one then, and you would sort of see the effects of what that is. Man your head.
There you go. So if you got somebody practicing by themselves, path's gone here, hasn't it?
Yeah, you've taken the first two out.
And as I say, T-pegs would be great because they're not going to fly the balls everywhere. You could put a rolled up tea towel here or a head cover either side. But that's what it would show somebody straight away if they're doing it right.
And then the feedback's instant, isn't it?
Yeah.
You know exactly if you're doing it right.
And if, say, 10 minutes a week, that problem can't come back.
Anders, thank you so much as always.
Pleasure.
Thank you for watching.